What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Deadpool and Wolverine. Man, it's actually seen the movie opening weekend, so all is good there, man. It was good to see this movie, man. It was nice to go back in the theater, but something happened during my screening that honestly almost ruined it, man. Like, because you guys know me, I love going to the movies. The theater is my sanctuary. It is my church. You know, I love going to movie theaters, man. Sitting down, popcorn, all that jazz, man. But something happened that almost ruined the experience, my theatrical experience watching this film. Now, as you guys know, the Deadpool movies are rated R for obvious reasons. Well, apparently some parents didn't get the fucking memo, or they're the type of parent that are stupid enough to think like, oh, it's Marvel, it's easy, it's for kids, obviously. You know, because at my screening, there were two kids, at least that I saw. There might have been more that I missed out, but I got there pretty early, so I'm pretty sure I didn't miss anyone. There were two kids at my screening. Now, one of them was, I'm assuming, with his dad. The kid looked about 12 years old. The other looked like he was fucking 6. Now, please explain to me, why the fuck would you bring a 6-year-old kid to Deadpool and Wolverine? Why? Are you stupid? Like, and now that alone made me go, what the fuck? But no. It did not end there, ladies and gentlemen, because this little shit sat in the row behind me and made damn sure his presence was known. Oh my god, this kid would not shut the fuck up throughout the movie. Now, it was not as bad as Into the Spider-Verse. That's honestly probably the worst I've had that, man. Where you guys remember there was a kid screeching throughout the entire movie. I was so pissed off about it. It basically ruined the film for me that I had to go back and see it a second time later on. That time I was able to watch the movie uninterrupted and actually get to really enjoy the theatrical experience watching that film. And I had a much better experience watching the film when I actually had some fucking peace and quiet while watching the film. Now, this one hasn't bad, although I would probably see the movie, if I had it my way, I would go back and see the movie a second time, to actually be able to enjoy the film properly, not have some 6-year-old dumbass be like, is that Wolverine? Oh, is Wolverine in this movie? Oh my, oh, that kid. Now, to be fair, it was not all that bad. Unlike what happened with Into the Spider-Verse, where I had screeching and shit throughout the entire movie, there would be good chunks of the film where the kid was fucking silent. And I could enjoy the film and enjoy it and get immersed in there and everything. But periodically the kid would make some stupid ass comment to be like, bitch, are you even fucking paying attention to the goddamn movie? And asking these stupidest questions like, hey, is Hulk in this movie? Or like, whatever the fuck. Every time an Avenger would show up, I'm like, wait, ugh. Some of you might be saying, Glenn, the kid's 6. Why are you so pissed off? Y'all already know, I like to go to the theater, man. I like to enjoy movies in fucking peace and quiet. Silence. Why you're supposed to be in a theater. And also, why the fuck would you bring a 6-year-old to Deadpool and Wolverine? I guarantee you, his mother is one of those stupid ass where they're like, oh, it's Marvel, it's obviously for kids. Throws it in there, sees all the gore, the swearing, the sexual innuendos. I'm sure went over the kid's head, and he was probably super confused with the entire movie. It's gonna go to her Facebook page and start really, what the fuck is this shit? And then start bitching about why the hell is there a Marvel movie that's rated R, this, that, and the third, and then we're back to square one where we're not allowed to have nice things and have R-rated superhero movies. Fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. Now, like I said, it wasn't all that bad. Like I said, there would be times the kid was quiet, but like, Jesus fucking Christ, this kid was so fucking... I wanted to strangle the little shit. Honest to God, I wanted to fucking strangle. I wanted to turn around and just fucking strangle the kid. Sorry, just had to get that off my goddamn chest. That was really pissing me off throughout the movie. It almost ruined the experience, the screening for me. I fucking hate that shit, man. Like if it's a Disney movie. If I'm watching a Disney movie, I expect there to be kids, and I prep for this shit. But I thought I was safe, man. This is R-rated. There ain't gonna be no goddamn kids in the theater. Maybe there'll be older ones if I'm lucky. No. Let's bring a 6-year-old to this fucking movie. Ugh. Sorry, that was really fucking pissing me off, man. Seriously, I fucking hate that shit, man. Whenever there's kids in the theater and they're fucking noisy, like just don't bring your kids to the movie theater for God's sakes, please. Think about the rest. Have some goddamn courtesy for us, man. They're actually trying to enjoy the film. I've been ranting. I haven't even gotten to review. I've already been ranting for 5 fucking minutes. Anyway. Rant over. I've said my piece, man. That should annoy me. Like I said, it wasn't as bad as Into the Spider-Verse. If I had my way, I would go and watch the movie a second time. But I probably won't. I'll probably have to wait till the Blu-ray comes out, and then I can probably watch the movie again and actually truly sit down and enjoy the film when I'm in fucking silence in my room. But whatever. Whatever. Anyway, get on to the actual film itself, man. What did I think about the movie when the kid wasn't asking stupid questions or making noise? I love the movie, man. Like honestly, this is easily my favorite out of the trilogy. In my personal opinion. This movie, hell, it's probably one of my all-time favorite MCU films. I might even put this in my top 10. I don't know yet. I'll have to look through my rankings to know for certain if I would put this in my top 10 or not. But if it's not there, it's fucking close, man. This was easily the best thing to come out of Phase 5 so far, and I had a blast while watching this film, man. It was absolutely, it was amazing. It was entertaining, man, and I just had a blast while watching it, man. And obviously would recommend all you guys to go check it out, especially if you're Deadpool fans. I also kind of liked how this movie kind of ended off, felt like a bit of a swan song, or I guess a final goodbye to the Fox, the Foxman movies, to the Fox Marvel universe, just their time with the Marvel movies as well, with the end credits, man. Because they would play like a bunch of clips of all of the X-Men movies and some of the other Marvel movies that they did during the end credits, which I thought that was nice. I thought that was a nice little way to set 20th Century Fox's era of Marvel movies, to the sun, set them off the sunset or run to the sun, whatever the fuck the saying is, man. But yeah, man, that I thought was really cool, man. And yeah, this was just a blast, man. This review will probably be pretty long because we're obviously going to do a separate spoiler discussion, and there's a lot to talk about, man. A lot of cool shit in this movie that I don't want to get into spoilers. But yeah, let's just jump right into the actual movie itself. So the movie is directed by Sean Levy and stars Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Emma Corrin, if I'm pronouncing that right, Lisa Ugazmas, I don't know how you pronounce her last name, Moria Baccarin, if I'm pronouncing her last name right, and many more. And the plot of Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool's peaceful existence comes crashing down when the TVA recruits him to help safeguard the multiverse. He soon unites with his would-be pal Wolverine to complete the mission to save his world from an external threat. Obviously, the cast is fantastic. Hugh Jackman is incredible. Like, honestly, it felt like, you guys remember Christian Bale in Thor: Love and Thunder, where it almost felt like he was in a different movie compared to the rest of the cast, because he obviously took this role very seriously and was giving it 110%, while everyone else was kind of like a comedy thing. He was actually actually taking this seriously and gave his performance 110%. That feels like Hugh Jackman in this movie, because this movie is obviously very funny. It does have its serious moments, man, and in the plot and everything, man. Ryan Reynolds definitely has his serious moments as well, and he's great in there too. But most of this movie is just obviously a comedy. It's laughs. It's just like batshit insanity and lunacy. But then you got Hugh Jackman when he's alone, man, and he is putting his all into this performance. But like I said, it felt like Christian Bale in Thor: Love and Thunder, or it just felt like he was in a different movie compared to the rest of the cast. Like, he took this role very seriously, man. His performance is fantastic, especially when we get to those slower moments where we get to know Wolverine, the more intimate moments with him and what happened to him. He did a great job, and he took them. He was acting his ass off, man, and he was fantastic in the film. The rest of the cast was great as well. Emma Corrin, who you guys know plays the main villain in the movie, Cassandra Nova. There's some other actors in there as well, man, that I don't want to talk about for spoiler reasons as well. But she was great, man. I can't really speak of how accurate she is compared to how Cassandra Nova is in the comics, because I have very limited knowledge of Cassandra Nova in the comics, just from her time in the Marauders comic, the one that Psylocke was a part of, right around the tail end of the Krakoa era of the X-Men. But from there, man, I thought she was great, man. I loved her performance, man, and I thought what they did with her powers was really cool, man. The visual effects they did with it looked really cool as well. It was definitely really freaky, but she was great, man. The action in this movie is absolutely incredible, man. Like, the opening of this movie is quite possible. It's honestly one of the greatest openings to a film I've ever seen, honestly, man. Like, this might be my all-time favorite opening of a Marvel movie, period, man. Like, this opening, man, is so goddamn good. The action sequences are all spectacular, man. Like, we even get some one-take actions. We're getting like a one-take action scene around the end of the movie, man, which was really nice to see, man. It's always good to see one-take action movies and Marvel movies, man. And I'm kind of glad they're starting to make a comeback with Daredevil Born Again coming soon. I'm glad to see that they actually started making a slow comeback. We saw it in this movie, we saw it in, Echo, and so it's nice. So it's nice to see they're actually making a bit of a comeback right now in Marvel with Daredevil Born Again coming out. So the action set pieces are great, man. Obviously the comedy is hilarious, but like this movie had me laughing out loud, rolling, had me dying. There's this one fight between Logan and Deadpool that just had me dying in the theater, man. I couldn't breathe, man. It was absolutely hilarious, man. The comedy movie is phenomenal, especially if you're someone that's really in the weeds with the Marvel universe and the Marvel movies and all that shit, man. If you're in the weeds like I am, man, there is a lot of deep cut references in here, man. And I think fans of that, I think that like really hardcore Marvel fans are gonna appreciate them, man. And I did, man. I was laughing my ass off throughout the entire film. There were a couple that I'm like, wait, what? But I think they were like on like Pretty Little Liars, and I'm assuming some old movie Hugh Jackman did back in the 2000s, So there's like two of them. I'm like, wait, what? Because I haven't seen Pretty Little Liars because I was a kid when that show was out, and I no way my parents were gonna let me watch it. So. And the other one was like I think the movie was called like Music Men or something that I'm assuming was a movie Hugh Jackman did back in the day, man. But yeah, the comedy, fucking fantastic, man. The action sequence are great. The music's pretty good as well. I do like that they once again keep up the serious moments of the Deadpool like they have in the past. While Deadpool is while Deadpool does have a lot of comedy to him, he is a very comedic character. He definitely does. There's obviously a lot of depth to his character, a lot of pain and suffering and all that jazz. He's suicidal, especially if you like really go deep into the comics. Godzilla has talked about this countless times throughout his videos on Deadpool and all that jazz, man. And then once again continues here. Probably not as much as it did in the first two movies, man. They definitely lean more to the comedy aspect of the movie compared to the more seriousness or the more characterization of Deadpool and all that stuff and all his trauma and all that shit and all that stuff that he's been through and everything, man. But there are some serious moments in the movie with Deadpool, and I thought they were really well done, man. But they're definitely not as much. They're definitely not as prominent here as they were in the previous two Deadpool films. So if you're someone that like that in the first Deadpool films, like High Top did, you're probably a little disappointed. Probably won't like the film as much as I did. There's a lot of stuff I want to get into that I can't really get to in the spoiler discussion, man. But I will say, no, I'm not even gonna say nothing, man. I'm not gonna say it just not to get spoilers in there. For anyone that wants to go into the movie blind. But yeah, in terms of negatives, because everything I think about positive, I can talk about the film without getting into spoilers. I think the one negative I had in this movie, man, was one, like I said, there's a lot of deep cut references in this movie, man, that if you are not someone that's really into the weeds with Marvel movies and all that, you'll probably not get some of the jokes, man. They'll probably go right over you. And when we do find out what happened to Wolverine in this movie, I do wish they actually showed us a flashback of what happened rather than just him just talking about it. Like I said, Hugh Jackman's performance there is fantastic, man. But I would have liked to actually see what happens while he was talking about it during that scene. That's me personally. And yeah, this is everything I talk about Deadpool Wolverine without getting the spoilers. So, get my thought first, and like usual, go in the spoiler discussion. So you guys do not want to get spoiled, leave. Anyway, guys, over my thought for this movie is going to be a 10 out of fucking 10, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, we're not getting into spoilers, so you guys do not want to get spoiled, leave. So first up, we got to talk about is the cameos. But first of all, this had me absolutely dying, is that once with the opening of the movie, we find out that basically the Deadpool movies take place after Logan, because Logan, in a lot of the trailers make you think is this Wolverine from the Logan movies back from the dead or something. No, he is Logan. The Logan that died in Logan is still very much dead, and the Logan in this movie is from a different reality. And the opening of the movie movie is basically him digging up his grave to try and get him, and then he uses his adamantium skeleton against the TVA to beat them up with this skeleton, and it is the funniest shit ever, man. I was dying. If you can see the movie in 3D, I probably recommend you go see the movie in 3D if you can, because I think that would actually make, because there's a lot of points in the movie where I feel like the 3D could have really, enhanced certain things. You probably would have gotten a blast out of you guys to get to see the movie in 3D. With like him swinging the skeletons around, like the thing comes right into your face, man. It probably worked really well in 3D, man. This movie would probably look pretty good in 3D. But he's just using Logan's adamantium skeleton to just beat up the TVA, man. He then straps up his arms to him and uses his claws to take out the TVA. And oh my god, man, I was just in tears the entire time, man. It was so fucking funny. And the references, and once he starts actually looking for a new Wolverine, which I also thought this was a very meta joke, where we find out that there are these I forget the exact term that they use in the film, but these are basically these beings that are basically the heart and soul of a universe. If this important being does, I forget the actual name, what they were called, die, the universe dies. That's basically how timelines now get destroyed in the TVA. Now, instead of you messing with time, is if the important being of that universe dies, the entire universe dies with it. At least later on, because we found that it took that if with Logan dying at the end of Logan, the universe, the Foxman universe, I guess you can call it, would have died. Wouldn't have died for another 2,000 years or whatnot. So you got all of that. But I thought it was hilarious that the being for this universe was Logan. A very meta joke, because of course, remember, throughout the X-Men movies, Wolverine was always the main focus of the X-Men movies. He even got his own trilogy of solo films. And so I thought it was really fun that he was the central being of the universe, and with him dying, the Foxman universe dies. I thought that was a really clever reference and a clever joke to the original X-Men movies, man. Which, like I said, and then once Deadpool starts finding the different Logans, the way they get to do some pretty ingenious stuff. First of all, we get to see Hugh Jackman, who was actually the size Wolverine is supposed to be, which was hilarious. You get to see Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. You get to see another version of Wolverine where he's crucified on an X. I don't know which comic this is from, but I thought that was pretty funny as well. It looked amazing. You get to see the iconic Wolverine, Todd McFarlane Wolverine cover with Hulk in the reflection of his claws. That looked really cool, man. Hulk actually appears. You actually get to see him for a hot minute. You also get to see Wolverine in the classic, brown and yellow suit as well, which is pretty cool to see. And then you get to see Wolverine played by Henry Cavill and Deadpool. And Deadpool said, "We will treat you so much better than those sons of bitches down the street." I was referring to DC and how they fucked him over as Superman. I was in tears, man. I was not expecting Henry Cavill. He looks amazing as Wolverine, by the way. If he's the next Wolverine for the MCU, man, which will kind of be funny if he's fine, fuck you, DC. I'm going to Marvel and plays Wolverine. I think that would be funny, and I'd love to see it. He definitely has the look from Wolverine, man. The man's fucking jacked too. Even now, he still is. So that had me in tears, Max. And it was also just kind of cool to see Age of Apocalypse Wolverine just in live action. You didn't think you would ever get to see them, man. And I thought that was really cool. You even get to see Cowboy Wolverine, or maybe proper old man Logan. I'm not entirely sure who this version of Wolverine was, but he had a shotgun. He looked like a cowboy, so I'm just gonna call him Cowboy Wolverine. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And then we get to the main camera of the film, where we actually get to see Channing Tatum as Gambit. Yes, Channing Tatum finally got to play Gambit. And listen, regardless of what you think of the cameos in the Marvelous recently, if you think they're overdone, you think they had nothing to the film, or you enjoy them like I do, this, that, and third, I think we can all agree that it's a good thing that Channing Tatum finally got to play Gambit, because as you guys know, he was supposed to play Gambit in a solo Gambit movie that's been stuck in development hell for years. It was in there for a decade, and then only recently, last couple of years, it finally got canceled completely. So it was, and they even mentions about, because they're in basically limbo, the trash heap of the TVA, wherever, you guys know, whenever someone gets hit with the TVA stick, this is where they go. They basically go to limbo. And in there, it's I feel like I was born in here, man, which obviously a reference to the fact that this movie's been stuck in development hell for decades. We get to see him, and he looks great, man. He also was actually a pretty good Gambit. I was actually kind of surprised how good he was in the role. We get to see Elektra, Jennifer Garner's Elektra, which I was also kind of hoping we'd also get to see Ben Affleck's Daredevil as well. No Ben Affleck, unfortunately. We just got Jennifer Garner and Wesley Snipes' Blade. Oh my god, did Wesley Snipes look fucking awesome, man. The man has barely aged a day since the end of the Blade trilogy, man. He looked absolutely amazing, man. And they actually do like the little joke. They said like, I'm the one and only Blade, and there'll never be another. And then Deadpool just looks at the camera. Because as you guys know, Mahershala Ali is going to be playing Blade in the MCU. If that movie actually ever comes out. But it was pretty cool to see him as well. Jennifer Garner as well. She looked amazing as Elektra in here, man. And it was cool to see her, man. I liked her suit. X-23 is obviously in the movie as well, which I was shown off in the trailers. And she even still has the sunglasses Logan gave her, which was pretty cool to see that she actually still had them. We get to see Sabretooth from the original X movies come back. Toad was in there as well. Pyro was in there as well. I don't know if it was the same actor that played Pyro in X2 or if it was a different actor, but Pyro's in here too, which was pretty cool. Psylocke is even in here as well, which was nice that she got a little cameo in there as well. I don't know if it was the same actor that played her in X-Men Apocalypse or it was a different actress playing her. I was just cool that Psylocke was even in the movie at all. And so it was kind of cool that she was in there as well. Juggernaut from X3 is in there as well. Although he doesn't say, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Unfortunately, we didn't get that, man, but like all the cameos in there had me like, oh my god, what the fuck? But probably the biggest one we got to see was Chris Evans. Now, at first, I thought like, oh, Chris Evans playing Captain America again. Okay, let's see what this goes. And then we find out that it's not Cap, it's Johnny Storm. Because you got to remember, before he was Captain America, he was Johnny Storm in the first two Fantastic Four movies. So it's actually pretty cool to get to see him again as Johnny Blaze, and he's great in the role too. He was great in the first movie, and he's still great as Johnny Blaze, man. So it was nice seeing him. I love the suit. They seemed to redesign the suit. It didn't look to be the same one that was from those first two movies, but it was still pretty cool to see him as well, man. I thought it was awesome to see Johnny, to see another fantastic. You even get, and there's also so many little Easter eggs in this movie, like when they're in limbo that sort of looks like something out of Mad Max. You get to see them. You see like Cassandra Nova's men driving the Fantastic Four, like flying vehicle thing they have. I don't know what it's called. I don't read Fantastic Four. When Deadpool is talking with Happy Hogan, there are tons of references to the MCU movie. Like you get to see like the arc reactor that Pepper Potts gave him. You get to see the Cap shield from Iron Man 2, the fucking spinning triangle thing from Iron Man 2. Tom Holland's helmet from Iron Man 2 is in there as well. Tons of little Easter eggs throughout this movie. Like, oh, that's that thing, and also the Mark V briefcase as well. A lot of Iron Man 2 references I noticed. There was a lot of Iron Man 2 now I'm thinking about it. The Mark V briefcase, there was a lot. If you were paying attention, man, there's a lot of little Easter eggs in the movie, which I thought was pretty cool, man. We get this, and we actually get to see Wolverine put on the helmet, the mask itself, man, which looked awesome at first. Although I will say there was a couple scenes later on in the movie where it looked a little weird. I don't know why, because at the first when he first puts it on, he's like fighting the Deadpool Corps, which by the way, Lady Pool, hot damn, fine as hell, bro. Like literally, I made sure to pay attention to the credits because I need to know who was playing her, bro, and because she was fine as hell. Anyway, so when he first puts a mask on for that fight, man, it looks amazing. I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. This is fucking awesome. But then later on, when they actually have to take down the time splitter device that Cassandra Nova's taken over to destroy all realities besides Limbo. I don't know if it was the lighting. I don't know if it's a way, if it was the lighting or just the way Hugh Jackman was looking, but it looked a little weird in places. And I don't know why, because Deadpool never had that problem, even though his mask is very similar design with the white-out eyes. I don't know why it looked a little weird in certain shots, man. Also, Hugh Jackman is jacked as fuck. Like, you get to see him, man, and like, I'm pretty sure man's pushing 50 now, or if he is 50, and the man still looked like a Greek god in this film, man. Like, good God, his physique. Every character was eyeing him and be like, oh my God. And not like Deadpool was, obviously, with all his all those homoerotic jokes, but like even me, I was like, God damn, bro. Everyone was eyeing his muscles, man. his physique, man, and for good reason, man. Like, my God, the fact that he looked absolutely incredible, man. Like, I don't know what Hugh Jackman's secret is at his age to still look that good, that jacked as Wolverine, but like, good God, man, he looked absolutely amazing, man. The soundtrack to this movie is also fantastic. They use a lot of licensed songs, like during the open one they play Bye 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 by NSYNC in it. Oh my God, I was just in tears, man. Like, and he's like doing the dance moves with it, man, in the credits, while the credits roll, and it was amazing, man. There was also this one moment where like Deadpool's just going on about like what Johnny said to Cassandra, and she just rips his skin off, man. It looked absolutely fucking nasty. And then the post-credits scene, we found that Johnny did actually say all those things, because Johnny was like denying them the whole time. And Wolverine, the eyes are all thinking like Deadpool's just making this shit up just to get him killed. We found like, nah, man, he actually said all those things. And hearing Chris Evans swear like that, man, with no lie, was kind of weird. Because you're not used to it, man. You're not used to it. But yeah, I think that's everything. I think I got through everything I wanted to talk about. All the cameos that were pretty cool. The various versions of Wolverine we actually got to saw, which was really nice, man. It was nice to see the full costume and him actually wear the mask. That looked really cool as well. And yeah, man, and we also got to see other X-Men as well that kind of have like more background cameos, but it was pretty cool to see them as well. And yeah, man, I think that's about everything that I wanted to talk about with Deadpool and Wolverine, unless I'm forgetting something. But yeah, the movie was fucking awesome, man. I had a blast watching it. Leave your thoughts down below the comments. You guys saw the movie as well, as always, man. And yeah, although I am kind of surprised, the movie didn't actually end with Deadpool getting moved into the main Marvel universe. Although once again they keep calling it 616, which I'm really annoyed by because it's not 616. It's like 1999999, you know, 9. So that still irks me. They still keep calling this universe 616 when it's fucking not 616. That still irks the shit out of me, but you know, whatever. And yeah, so I'm curious to see how Deadpool is going to get moved to the main Marvel universe, because you guys know it's obviously going to happen unless they do keep him separated in the Foxman universe instead. But I guess we'll have to wait and see on that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, guys, I've rambled on long enough. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links to us below. And as always, we're back for more. See you guys next time.